Oh, yeah.
Congratulations to the Houston Texans on a big win. C.J. Stroud obviously enjoys the hell out of Nico Collins being back. That first touchdown where Laramie Tunsil was 2 yards down the field, I think that was a little...
Yeah, come on.
No, obviously Laramie Tunsil was acting in a fashion as if he knew what they called, and I think Joe Buck and Troy Aikman did a great job of saying this is definitely a penalty, but, like... Okay, and then Joe Mixon goes absolutely bananas. I mean, multiple touchdowns, 3 of them. He goes for an insane amount of yards, and I think he wanted to really, on prime time, let people know that Joe Mixon is still Joe Mixon. This dude is missed in Cincinnati. All the Cincinnati Bengals offense does a fantastic job, and Joe Burrow's spinning it all over the place. The loss of Joe Mixon is certainly something that's going to be felt, and the addition of Joe Mixon to this Houston Texans team has been massive. Now everybody talked about Stephon Diggs going over there, and he's obviously injured for the rest of the year. Godspeed to you, Stephon Diggs. But the Joe Mixon signing, I think, is one of the biggest ones across the entire NFL. He redoes the math for these defenses. Yeah. And with that offensive line, with how they've been struggling protecting, C.J. Stroud, they've been struggling over the last few weeks. Having a dominating performance like that, running the ball against this Dallas Cowboys defense that has sucked since the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And, gap signness and toughness and physicality and everything that you need to be a great defense against the run and in the NFL. The Houston Texans exploited, and if I'm a Texans fan, I'm waking up this morning feeling great about my team. If I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm thinking about becoming a Houston Texans fan.
Should.
That is the thought that I should be having. Now, there's a lot of people chatting like, why would you go to a game if you were a Dallas Cowboy fan? We got some stats from Hembo. Do you know how many seconds and minutes, not this one, the other one, please. Do you know how many seconds they've been leading games at home? None.
Jeez.
None. Last 6 home games, we've had no happiness. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. We're back.
Against a good Lions team,
We
too.
are back. We are a team. And then no happiness. Okay, so you're talking about home games being miserable from start to finish. And last night, obviously, was the first time a stadium just fell apart. So before the game even started, they were losing. Yeah. So you're talking about no seconds of leading games before the game even started this entire thing. And then let's go to the offseason, as Foxy put up there a little bit, pinching pennies and losing games. Good headline there. Ooh, wow. That's good headline from D-Bone. There have been some absolutely terrible ones throughout the last couple of days from D-Bone, but he's not bad at piecing these things together because that's exactly what Hembo sent over. Pinch of pennies, losing games. Now, if you do recall, this past offseason, everybody thought about Derrick Henry going to the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry said, well, I don't think we can afford him, or whatever the case is. Then he obviously pays $60 million to Dak, pays whatever to CD, does the entire thing. But once you start looking at like the stats of how these guys have done against the Dallas Cowboys and where they're paid at. Now, Saquon Barkley, he went bananas. His contract ranks 190th in the NFL.
Okay.
In average annual value per year. Saquon Barkley does.
Jeez.
Pretty good.
Think about the Giants. They said we can't afford him.
Yep. No chance.
Dallas obviously looked into it because they got no running game at all. They said we can't afford him. And then you think about Joe Mixon, what he did, 276th in the NFL, his contract, average annual value.
Yep.
And then Derrick Henry, obviously 287th in NFRB is the news. I don't know what the hell that means. But nonetheless, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, and Saquon Barkley, all running backs that could be for the Cowboys theoretically, they go for 405 yards from scrimmage on 63 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns versus Dallas. So Jerry Jones has to sit up there, okay, as the stadium's falling apart. And his team leads no seconds at all of any of these games. And then he has to go on these Tuesday morning shows, radio shows, and they go, hey, there's a lot of things being pointed out about your lack of doing anything to make this team better and kind of just living by the people that you've had here, you've developed here, you've coached here, everything like that. Well, it's like, Jerry, your team sucks, your building sucks, and a lot of people are starting to think you suck. Even the people that had faith in you, like me. I was a big Jerry Jones fan.
Sure.
Strictly because of the way he went about doing his business. I appreciate the fact that this man goes all in. I appreciate the fact that he got money from oil, all right?
Sure.
Then he takes that money, goes all in on the Cowboys, and then he creates the greatest sports brand in the world, the most highest valued, the greatest brand. He's on prime time every single week. I mean, you're talking about just a business savant in Jerry Jones. Now, him being the GM, him being probably the coach, him being everything else, I enjoyed because it's like you want an owner that loves ball, you want an owner that's involved, and they had success, 30 years ago. But now it's at the point where everything Jerry does sucks.
Yep. Yeah.
His business plans suck. The AI Jerry they got down in the lobby sucks. His stadium sucks. His team sucks. His ideas on what they should do for the team suck. The way he talks in interviews sucks. It's like everything about Jerry Jones sucks at this point. And I'm bummed out about it.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a run. It was a great American dream story.
Yeah, truly.
It was a great American dream story. But now it's just like Jerry Jones sucks. And we just have to face that head on. And I know there's a lot of people that have been saying that for a long time. And I know you've been excited to watch the demise of Jerry Jones. As somebody that, was, this guy's hilarious, is how I kind of viewed it. This guy sucks. And on the flip side, the Houston Texans, they used to be the shit.
Very recently.
They used to suck bad.
Yeah.
Now they're really good. And that sucks for the Indianapolis Colts, who are in the same exact division. Now, am I scared that the Houston Texans are going to go on and be undefeated for the rest of the year and the Colts have no chance of making it pretty much if that's the case? Because of what they did to the Dallas Cowboys? No.
Sure.
With that being said, they looked very good last night.
Yep.
And it was not just, a bad Dallas Cowboys team. It was the execution. It was how they went about it, how CJ looked, how the offensive line looked, how the defense looked. I mean, it was just like everything that the Houston Texans did. You watch. This is like football judgment, which is going to come into play tonight for the college football playoff. It's like football judgment. They looked good.
Yep.
The Houston Texans looked the best they've looked in a long time. And is that because they're playing the Cowboys, which is, strength of schedule 0 if you were to be giving points out? Or is it because the Houston Texans are back? We shall see.